Hello and welcome to the Restless Gecko Reviews channel. Today I just wanted to talk about a subject that keeps coming up quite frequently as to why gaming mice are so expensive. And there's a few different reasons for this. One of them is the amount of marketing that goes into them. So you see people like Zaka and various other people with these mice. They're paid to have them, they're paid to use them. A lot of reviewers are paid to review them. Or just giving them for free, and then they get glowing reviews to bump up sales, which is no bad thing. It's all part of the way the world works. So that's a hefty cost they've got to recoup. Then you've got research and development. So the development of the new shape, all the testing, all of the focus groups, all those sorts of people they ask these questions with, the development of the tech itself, the switches, absolutely everything. All of it costs money, and they've got to recoup it. So you add that to their marketing costs, which are going to be absolutely extortionate because they're everywhere you look. And then moving on from your research and development, you've got your manufacturing process. So you've got injection, I'm pretty sure these are injection molded. So you've got molds for these that need to be made, various other things. And then obviously assembly costs and stuff like that. A lot of it is probably, I'm guessing, made in China anyway. Yep, made in China. So this is all farmed out to China anyway. So the manufacturing process will be quite cheap. It's probably most of the marketing that makes it so expensive. But on the other hand, if you look at someone like Vaxee, who doesn't do a massive amount of marketing, they still command quite a high price tag. I think the reason for this is because they are in a mid-ground in between smaller and larger manufacturers. I think Vaxee are still quite a medium-sized business, so they incur all of the overheads of a larger business, but without the mass distribution. Or at least not at their scale anyway. So that takes account, but explains why their mice are so expensive, considering they aren't at Razer's scale just yet. So all of these things sort of amalgamate into one. All of these costs, you've got hidden costs as well, like accounts, all the admin people, even HR departments, all that sort of stuff, that all come into one. And they've got to recoup that over a given period of time. They've got to forecast how many they need to make the batches, ship them. You've got logistics, you've got storage, you've got seller fees on the likes of Amazon. Sometimes manufacturers that sell on Amazon will have a good deal with them where they only take X percentage, especially if it's fulfilled by Amazon, where they store it in an Amazon warehouse and distribute from there rather than directly. They actually pay less in seller fees 90% of the time, especially if they know they're going to do volume through them. So they'll do like pennies in the pound rather than pounds in the tens of pounds, if that makes sense. So there's all these things to consider. The difference between, so a lot of people like to compare them to smaller OEM manufacturers. So for example, I believe they're called, so Dharma Shark's manufacturer, is called Motorspeed. Motorspeed used to make the Final Mass models, the original ones. So they already have like molds and designs and everything like that already made out. So all they need to do to release a new mouse is tweak them slightly for copyright purposes, make them, get some switches. So they got gold, TTC gold switches, TTC gold encoder, chucked them all in, took the latest sensor, rammed it in, got some firmware for the dongle from the same. They licensed it from the same company as everyone else does. They reskin the software and they're good to go. And this is synonymous with a lot of Chinese OEM manufacturer mice. For better or for worse, their latency is not as good as the likes of the Viper V3, but at the end of the day, they do the same job. And if you're happy with that, you're happy with that. You want to pay $20 and get that mouse with the $33.95, you go for it. If it makes you happy, do what makes you happy. So yeah, so they incur a lot less cost. They already have a pre-established manufacturing process. They can ship stuff through AliExpress, sell it all through there, generally very cheap. It's the same sort of function as Amazon, where they take a percentage off, but they fulfill it the same way, send it all around the world using snail mail or some really cheap kind of like China Post, I can't remember what they're called. They also get the advantage of the exchange rate as well, because obviously the dollar, the euro and the British pound are all much more valuable than the yuan, I don't know, I'm not Chinese, I haven't got a clue. Call me ignorant, call me whatever you want, but I haven't got a clue how to say it. So yeah, so that works in their favour. and they also just ship. They're not storing it anywhere else. They're just shipping it straight out on pallets. So they'll bundle all the shipping together, which is also something that Razer do as well. If you ordered the Viper V3 Pro from Razer when it launched, what they tend to do to make shipments cheaper is they'll stick them all on a pallet. They'll all wait in a warehouse until enough has come along. Then they stick it on a plane or whatever, and then they send it all in one go because it's cheaper than sending them one by one by one. So these are just little cost-saving exercises these companies do. Also, if you think you're getting free delivery, you're not getting free delivery. It's all built into the margin, and it's all a game that all these online distributors play. So yeah, that's all of that. Right. When it comes to the price of a mouse, the value of a mouse is what you're willing to pay for it. If you're willing to pay $200, $230 for a final mouse, Tarek edition or whatever, then good on you. That's yours. You earn your money. You spend it however you want to spend it. No one should be the judge of that. But yeah, it again, at the end of the day, if you like the mouse, you like the shape, you like the tech on it, you think it's going to improve your performance, then buy it if that's what you want. If the company gives you good vibes, you like their work practices, you like the recyclables used in them, you like, I don't know, the colour of their logo, whatever you need to justify your decision, you'll justify it anyway. But yeah, it's completely down to you. If you want to buy it, you buy it. If you're happy with a $20 mouse from AliExpress, then more power to you. You're saving more money than I am. But yeah, but does a higher price tag mean a better mouse? Not always. I mean, the GWolves, $150, I think. I paid 140 or quid, I think. I bought two of them. Luckily, the QC has been really, really good on them. The clicks are noticeably different from one to the other. But yeah, it's again, this is like a parts bin lottery. You sort of get what you get to a certain degree sometimes with some manufacturers, but the shape is just absolutely goated. So you can't really go anywhere else for it. Obviously, there is the clone of the HTS Plus. But yeah, it doesn't always mean that you're going to get a premium mouse by paying a premium price. I mean, look at Nico IEMS Dallas. He had issues with the sensor, which I believe is in a lot of the is an issue with a lot of the V3 Pros. It can be patched with a firmware update, which is good that it can be fixed, but you don't really want that on what is supposedly like the Rolls Royce of gaming mice. But yeah, that's price isn't everything. You're just looking for quality. Go off other people's. What you're looking for is consensus on that something is quality. Obviously, you get variance in everything. Same with IEMS. You get variance in drivers. You get variance in absolutely anything that you purchase. Nothing is ever exactly the same as everything else. It just is what it is. Sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you're unlucky. You just got to purchase and make sure that they've got a good returns policy. So, to be honest with you, if you buy anything, probably better off buying it off Amazon sometimes, if you can get it off Amazon at a good price, because at least you can return it next day and get your money back or exchange it for something else. It's just about making these decisions that benefit you. Yeah. So yeah, spend your money however you want. More expensive doesn't always mean better, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be lighter in the wallet. At the end of the day, this is a luxury hobby. You don't need these necessarily, but they're nice to have. If you got the money and you want to spend that money, you do what you want. So yeah, thank you very much for listening. If you'd like to leave your comments in the comment section below, I will get back to you. If you have any opinions you'd like to share or anything you want me to clarify, go ahead. I'll have an Artisan review coming up soon. I've got the Dye Orange Zero here and the red Hayate Otsu behind me. So yeah, I'll be getting on them very, very shortly. So yeah, thank you for listening. Leave a like if you enjoyed. If not, then don't. Leave a dislike. It's completely up to you. But I'll see you in the next video.